Hi, I'm Pierce.
And I'm Grace.
And this is Adjusting to the Curve.
Yay.
Yeah, the same logos and everything. But we have two great guests on once again for another episode, just kind of talking about the organizations and what does it mean to be SACA and SACA leaders. So let's go ahead and go into it. Amber, if you would like to introduce yourself to the lovely people out there.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amber Williams. I'm currently the president of the Logan chapter SABCA, and I'm a Tri-6 student. So,
almost there.
Yeah, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. That's me.
And then, Abby, you can go ahead.
I'm Abby Badger. I'm the secretary of SACA, and I'm a Tri-5, which is, I always get messed up. Like, you say it one try, and then it's like, okay, I got to start over again.
Yeah.
And I'm from Jefferson, Iowa.
Okay. So, with that being said, what do you think your purpose is for your organization? Like, just not what they say on the paper, but what do you think is your purpose for your organization?
So SACA is the American Chiropractic Association, and pretty much with that, we're trying to promote, protect, preserve, and improve the chiropractic profession while being students, but also for future students and for us as future doctors. So we really emphasize service, advocacy, and leadership, working with a lot of professional development, showing students that as we are chiropractors and that will be our job, but there is a larger aspect to stuff like lobbying for different aspects with Medicare and stuff like that, and networking is huge in our profession, so we try to just promote more professionalism and how you can be more than just the chiropractor and do more for the profession.
Gotcha. Okay.
I actually never knew what it was or how important it all was until club day, and I came and talked to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a big deal. Because you would never really think that unless you actually talk to somebody about
and a lot of people are like, I don't know what it is or like what's different than like the American Chiropractic Association, which is what oversees all of us once we actually become doctors. And then I went to Washington, D.C. a couple weeks back for the Engage conference they have, and we lobbied on the Hill, and that just took it to a whole nother level because I'm like, I want to go like into law now and show these people what we need to do. So it's just another huge experience that us as SACA members got to experience, and so we did the lobbying, we got to meet with other docs, and like I want to do one of my preceptorships in Montana, I think, and I got to meet a doc there. So
cool.
Just a lot of networking opportunities.
That's so
in
exciting.
This. Yeah.
Amber, you want to kind of go into your organization, what it means to you?
Yeah, so my organization is called the Student American Black Chiropractic Association. I'm glad that she was able to break down like the ACA and SACA because it's pretty much the same setup with the Student American Black Chiropractic Association. There's a bigger one called the ABCA, or the American Black Chiropractic Association, and we pretty much serve to do some of the same things with the same goals as the ACA or SACA. Just within the Black community, we try to provide a space for one another to just thrive and like be ourselves within chiropractic. We try to like recruit students so that they do come in and practice chiropractic, try to diversify the profession as much as we can. So that's pretty much one of our larger goals. There's of course a lot of goals, but pretty much some of the same things that she was saying about the ACA.
And the cool thing about both of them, it's the whole like networking thing, right? 'Cause
yes.
There's a network of doctors for SAPCA, and there's a network of doctors for the ACA or SACA in general. So.
Yeah. So like one of the biggest, I feel like the best benefits with being like a part of SAPCA, we have a ABCA advisor who like comes in and checks in with us, and like we know him personally. We get to go to his office. They have those for each and every SAPCA club, so like you get to work with a doctor like one-on-one. So yeah, the networking part of it is like
and I just think also networking not just with other docs but also with other students in Logan in different trial managers, but also other schools across the country, which you never know, you might open a office just down the street from somebody else. So I think that's another not just networking with doctors but also with other students.
For sure.
It's cool that these two organizations are at pretty much every school, I think. And that every chiropractic school we have, so yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, you guys kind of went into it, but I guess more on like a Logan level, how do you guys think your organizations have really impacted the student body at Logan? Whoever wants to go first.
You can go first this time.
Okay.
Unless you need some time to think.
I don't know. I think, wow, that's a really good question. I know I was here like during COVID. So like to see where we come from with COVID to now, I think it's really cool to like see how engaged we are, like with club day. We have people like singing karaoke, so like we try to do things like that. Our community service events are really fun and like open to pretty much any student that wants to come to our community service event. So I think our impact, especially with like our members, is seriously just like holding the space for us to be able to talk, to like bounce our ideas off one another, and like, what am I trying to say? I guess there's like a certain like camaraderie, you know what I mean? So like, I think that's really helpful, especially when like you're going through a long day and like you get to talk to like a Tri-6 about your Tri-3 week. Yeah, like it's really helpful.
No,
so like
totally
that's
agree with
amazing. And I guess we just overall, I think it's a more positive and more inclusive environment for our school to have our club on campus. Like,
For sure.
it's helpful. So yeah.
Yeah, I think inclusion is a big thing, and making sure everybody can feel part of something is really like big in this school, especially when there's a program that can be challenging at times. So it's kind of the same thing with SACA. Like, we just again want to promote that professional development and show students like how they can also make an impact in their profession, not just on a school level, not just on a clinician level or a doctor level, but also on a larger scale with the country and everything. So just really the networking opportunities we can do for the students here, and again, the professional development and making sure like they're ready to be the best doctor they can be.
I'll probably keep saying it. Just like the networking is for both clubs. It's just so great to be able to talk to a doctor that's been in practice for maybe a year, or a doctor that's been in practice for 15 years. You have that opportunity, so you can go shadow with them. You can talk to them about, hey, yeah, this is getting really hard. Well, buddy, it gets hard after school too, because you gotta pay people, you got to adjust people, you got to talk to people. You can't just adjust them and say, all right, you're good. You have to build that relationship. So it's good to build those relationships now within those organizations. So, you go ahead.
Sorry, I think we talk about it a little bit too, like with you mentioning like the student networking. I think that's something that might be like slightly overlooked too, because like oftentimes like we as students, we can get in the habit of being like, oh, my school's not good at this and my school's not good at that. And then like you talk to a student at another school in your club and they're like, oh, my school didn't even do what your school did, and you thought it was trash. You know what I mean? But it was like actually a really good thing that your school was doing, or at least trying to get into. So I think that way of networking is also cool too. And then I guess just getting involved with like meeting other students, because like you said, these will be the people that you'll be working with. So it's like if you need another doc to call to like look at maybe your x-rays or something like that, you have people from different schools with maybe a different eye or something to be able to reach out to. So I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to everything you do, and
for sure
each school is going to have their own saying. But listening to other students' experiences they have at their schools, and maybe trying to like bring that back here and see how we could have our students have those experiences, I think is also a huge thing.
Learning from others is easy to implement into, like, even from other clubs. Like, these two clubs can say, oh, SACA's doing this, okay, let me see if I can do that. SACA's doing, okay, let me see if I can. So that's another thing. So Amber, what is your favorite part about SABCA?
Ooh, my favorite?
I know my favorite part.
Do you really?
My favorite part, yeah.
It's probably himself.
Right.
It's karaoke on club day. Karaoke.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a really hard question. I'm gonna have to think on it. Okay. Can I have a few?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you have an answer yet, so hopefully you do.
I think my favorite part was that was like the first club I ever really got involved in was SACA. It was end of Tri-2, so I was still kind of fresh, and I didn't really know how to get involved. It's kind of hard trying to jump into something when you don't know a lot of people, but my roommate is also a SACA on the e-board with us, but I got to meet people from the tri above us, 2 tries above us, 3 tries above us. So, and then just also, again, like the events we try to put on campus, bringing other docs in and just like hearing through their mind about like important topics to them that I guess I didn't really think about or stuff like that. So again, I think the networking is huge for me. Going to Washington DC was kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. I had never been before, and being able to go and potentially make an impact on our future profession, I think made the trip even better for me. And then just getting to like talk to everyone at club day, like the incoming Tri-1s, and just get them excited about, because this is, I might be biased, but I think this is one of the best professions. So kind of getting them excited and being like, all clubs on campus are great, but like getting involved in some of these larger scale clubs that will travel with them on past, because obviously the ACA will be a huge part of many people, and the resources the ACA has, and ABCA.
SACA? Yeah, SABCA.
And then ABCA, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw all the letters. I'm like,
Going back and forth with the
I know.
I'm
terminology.
there thinking, I'm like, what is it?
I know. Like, and then I say SACA, but then I say ACA, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I get confused.
Same
But
difference.
anyways, I think just like we will have our people, and we obviously have our trimesters. We have our group of friends, but then going on farther down, I think it'll be huge.
I'm glad you went first because I had so many ideas. I think I'm going to break it up into like local level and then like national. So like with our local SACA club, I think my favorite thing is our member engagements. So like every month we try to get all of our members to do something outside of school, which is really helpful for me because like I will stay in the house and like study like a maniac for the whole entire month. So like just to have one day out of the month where I know like I can go out and do something fun with other people who are probably or not even probably, but are in the same situation. That's really helpful. So I really like that about our club. And then I think on like the national level or like with the ABCA, I think two things that I really like. So they give students the opportunity to be on their board, like actually sit on the ABCA's board, which I think is really cool. I'm not sure if the AC. Okay.
Yeah, we have there's the next gen, which is your first 5 years of practice, but we also have a student board. So we have a couple actual students that just graduated from Logan that had been on the national SACA e-board, I guess is what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think we don't have a national SACA e-board, but it's literally you're on the ABCA's board. So you get like voting rights with the ABCA, but you get it from the student perspective. So like, I thought that was really cool to be able, I'm actually in that position. So like, it's really cool to.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I think it's really cool to like seriously hear what they're talking about as the ABCA and what they're planning on doing for the students and having a say-so in a lot of those things. So I think that's probably one of my favorites. And then I guess like the mix in between where we do like ABCA and SABCA. I love the regional and national conferences. So for each region, they have a conference for the schools that are within that region. And that pretty much provides the opportunity for us to network with a lot of doctors and students that are in that region. So I think that's really cool because, like, I feel like I have friends that, like, live in all these states that are also chiropractic students. So I think that is really cool. And then, like, also they host them at other schools. So, like, in our region, yes, we get to go different places.
That's so cool.
But we get to see their schools. So, like, sometimes they'll have them, well, we're having it at Parker this year. So, like, I've seen, like, I think there's 7 or 8 schools, and I've seen, like, 5 already just because of where we host our events. So it's like a lot of students never get to go see the other schools. So I think that's really cool too. So
that is so cool. I had no idea. I'm learning so much new stuff today.
I think like on the
so
national level too, letting the students be on the board. Like we are the next generation, you know, some of those docs have just been in their ways for however many years now.
Yes.
So getting the student input and kind of like what's coming into maybe the profession that they need to prepare for, or we need to keep progressing the profession, because I do think that as any profession, but our profession especially, we do have to keep progressing and improving. And so I think both of them do a very, especially when you're going to be on the national board as a student, really help push that.
Yeah,
Push that.
definitely.
So basically, everybody go sign up.
Yeah,
for everything.
And then last question before we, go ahead and get out of here. How would, let's say I want to be a part of either one of these, right? Because it sounds amazing, sounds great. How could I become a part of one of these organizations?
I can go. I can
go
answer. I
first.
can handle that. You can join SABCA. You can let me know, or anyone on the e-board, or you can just come to our meetings on Mondays. Our meetings are in G134 during Common Hour, so you can come hang out with us, meet everyone that's already a member. And if you'd like to join, then we'll show you how to join. But you want to know how much our Okay, but yes, come hang out with us on Mondays. We're either in G134 during Common Hour, or we're adjusting in the Purser Center in North Maybe. So
Cool. Very cool.
SACA, we don't actually have a regular meeting, so you, again, just like she said, come to any of us e-board members, and then the ACA is just one time flat fee for being a member through your whole student and then your first year, and then after that you'll have to pay a yearly, or I'm not sure once you get out of that. But it is a really good cost for all your whole student career plus your first year on practice. So, yeah.
It's so cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much
Yeah,
for being
thank
on.
you for having us.
Yes,
Thanks for
definitely thank you for
watching.
having
We'll
us.
see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This